Held up and let down. We've uncovered millions meant to help victims of violent crimes across Texas delayed. Investigator Matt Grant found as a result, survivors and families are forced to wait months, some telling us years to rebuild their lives.
That's right, Josh. We're sharing their story, speaking to those with inside knowledge of the state agency behind these problematic payments, and asking lawmakers what can be done to speed up the system for the people who desperately need help now.
This was taken apparently at the hospital. I don't remember this.
Dana Ewing still wears the scars from years of abuse.
I've had my head put through so many walls I couldn't even tell you.
Protective orders and photos.
That was the day I was almost certain he was going to kill me.
Documenting what this Southeast Texas mother tells us were years of torment from a prior marriage.
He had just pulverized my face.
Following a physical assault in 2018, backed up by photos and hospital records, Ewing applied for assistance from Texas's Crime Victims Compensation Fund. Domestic violence victims can use the money, in part, to quickly relocate. So it took a year to receive
one payment.
One payment.
Of $1,900. And that was my relocation money.
4 years later, Ewing says she's struggling to pay mounting medical invoices. Records show the state's paid just a quarter of what she'd hoped to recover based on her total bills.
It gets very frustrating because, now all these medical bills have been turned over to collections, and then they call me and they want their money.
Ewing says the fund paid for her therapy appointments with Shai Seaman. Based on the therapist's own accounting records, she says the state owes her more than 10 grand.
How many victims do we have sitting out there that are waiting to start therapy because they're waiting on their application to be processed?
Seaman doesn't want the crime victims she treats to pay out of pocket. She doesn't take insurance, so she bills the Crime Victims Compensation Fund directly. But she says her reimbursements from the state are taking longer than ever, with one client almost a year.
I hope that it never gets to the point where I'm like, I can't take any more crime victims right now until payments start speeding up or have to start charging them and let them get reimbursed.
And that's a possibility.
Yes.
The 4-decade-old Crime Victims Compensation Program is managed by the Texas Attorney General's office. It's meant as a last resort to help survivors of traumatic crimes rebuild their lives. Last year, the fund distributed $71 million. It doesn't use tax money, instead relying on court fees and federal grants to pay victims, typically up to $50,000. Things like hospital bills, lost income, rent, and funerals. But payment data shows the time a victim is waiting to receive their first check is up, from an average of 109 days last September to almost 150 September this year. We emailed a half dozen times asking for an interview with Attorney General Ken Paxton, who's up for re-election, or anyone from his office. We sent a list of specific questions, which all went unanswered. Instead, we received an email reply saying, upon further consideration, we will not be providing any comment beyond the following. Attorney General Paxton and his entire agency will continue to work around the clock to timely and faithfully serve the victims of crimes in Texas.
I'm trying to get a couple of medical bills paid.
From how long ago?
From 2018.
Little comfort to Ewing, who says she's ready to give up asking the state for help.
I hope that they can find a way to make this process better and easier.
State law prevents the AG's office from answering any questions about specific cases like Ewing's for privacy reasons.
Matt, do we know why victims are having a hard time getting paid?
Well, a lot of it is because Attorney General employees in that division are quitting in record numbers, like this person.
There was just so much overloading on us. We had such high caseloads.
Coming up, you'll hear more from that former employee who quit. Plus, we reveal records detailing why others are also leaving and how it's impacting crime victims across the state.